Welcome back to THS. I am Neeson, and I am here with Mike P. Nelson, the director of Sweet Revenge. Now, Mike, how's your Comic-Con experience been? And just tell us how has it been just having a film about to come out and walking the floor, seeing everyone dressed as Jason, and so many other characters.
This is actually my first Comic-Con.
Oh.
And having a film, two films, and then being on a panel and just like exploring the floor, being here with my wife and son, like it's surreal, dude. Like it's a different world, and I just love every single second of it. It's been great.
Now, we could talk about the historical impact that Jason has had in horror and, you know, your first experience with Jason, but I really want to talk about Sweet Revenge and why a vignette, which, you know, they've really start kind of making a comeback recently in film, and they were a big staple before with double vignettes and films and things, and back in the, I wouldn't say older times, but just back in the classical film era. Like, why a vignette? Why Sweet Revenge?
I mean, to me, this is sort of like, look, making a film takes a lot of time, and you know we're in the 45th anniversary of Friday the 13th, and I think this was a really cool opportunity, and again, like blessed to have the opportunity to just bring Jason back, even if it's only for 13 minutes, just to show him again doing his thing, and to tell a new story. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, there will be a film. Film's coming. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing that everybody can know. But like, better to have something, even if it's just a snippet, than nothing. Because I mean, even I'm hungry. So like to be able to have the opportunity to like to make the film and then put it out there and know full well that like, okay, this is that taste, you know. It's just to give that little taste, like it's happening. Things are happening. That to me is huge. It's exciting for me to be a part of it. And it's exciting again, just like to see it, to see the reactions.
So 13 minutes. 13 minutes could be a sprint, or it could be a well-paced marathon, right? What will your 13 minutes of Sweet Revenge be like when fans sit down?
We take you to the world, man. We bring the world to you. The world that look, it's the world that we all grew up in. It's being on that site. You know, experiencing Jason in his environment. You know, for me, it was really about trying to create the vibe of those first four movies again. That to me was a really important thing, because I mean that's when we all grew up, we all either snuck a peek at those movies when we weren't supposed to, or you know, they influenced us in crazy ways. So for me, that was the biggest thing, was how do I capture that feeling again, like when you watched those original movies, and it's just again like the sights, the smells, the look, like it was all there, you know, and I've said this a bunch of times, but it's so relevant. It's like, for me, you know, Final Chapter was the film that set the tone for, I feel like, 80s horror just in general. Like, I feel like that was like, reached the peak, and I think anything in that era was like just trying to match that. And so for me, to come back to that vibe, shooting it that way, making it look that way, was really important.
Now, horror's never left, but horror has just had a resurgence, and you can see it. And it's, I would say, you know, it's not just your slasher going through killing someone. The stories are more elevated. The characters are elevated. Everything has elevated enough to where it's say this is not just a horror film. You know, like your even 80s were peaked. So again, Sweet Revenge, and even, you know, if you can speak on it, the Silent Night, Deadly Night, your film coming up. What's your approach to that? Are you approaching the character development, the story arc, all those things the same way as you're approaching just the horror element to it as well?
It's the most important thing, and I will be the first one to walk away from something if there's not the right story You know, I always, you know, whenever I pitch for something, and this speaks to both Silent Night and Sweet Revenge, it has to be something that first and foremost, like, I have to connect to it, because I'm going to be sitting there with that thing for, you know, whether it be the 2 months or that, well, we shot it over 7 days, the Sweet Revenge short, or Silent Night, which, you know, we'd been working on for a couple years. Like, I have to be all in, and to make me feel like I got to be all in. Like, it's got to have the characters, it's got to have the story, and it's got to be doing something fresh. I do not like a rehash. I think it's pointless, to be honest with you. I think you can create a vibe and create the feelings of what we all love about those original movies, but tell a new story and tell it in a new way, and be smart about it, and really make you fall in love with these people that you're watching. You know, again, whether it be a masked freaking maniac like Jason, you know what I mean, and some of the new characters that we introduce in Sweet Revenge, which I can't wait for you all to meet them, or Billy Chapman, and, you know, what does it look like when a killer falls in love? What does that look like? You know what I mean? It's like, to me, those are really fun and interesting stories to tell, and it creates a lot of problems and tragedy, and that's why we go see. That's why we go to movies. You know what I mean?
That's why we go to the movies. That's
Yes.
the perfect way to end this interview. That's why we go to the movies, seeing those stories. Thank you for your time. You got to come back when Silent Night is coming out. We can have that conversation.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to.
I would love to talk to you more about that.
Yes.
But thank you for coming out, and
Appreciate it, son.
see you on the con.
All right, dude. Thanks.
Thanks, man.